If I served this to you and called it pie, would you believe me? Because for over 100 years, every single American knew exactly what Washington pie was. And then one day, nobody did. Welcome to Recipes Remembered. I'm April. This is my kitchen. Pull up a chair. Today I'm making a highly unusual recipe. I had never heard of it before, and I ran across it. And I thought, wow, this would be nice to make on my channel. It's called Washington pie, and the original recipe was in Mrs. Putnam's receipt book. Back then they called recipes receipts. In her 1850 receipt book. Now this is when people still cooked on wood-burning stoves. They didn't have the modern conveniences we have. So think about that for a minute. And so I've decided to make this because it's quite unusual. I'm interested to start making this. Are you ready? Let's go. So I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And this is Washington pie, and it makes 2 pies. So I'm going to use 10-inch pie pans, disposable ones, and I'm going to spray them with this Pam baking made with flour. This stuff is the best. I just don't want it to stick, so I'm going to spray them liberally. So cream the butter and sugar for 3 to 4 minutes. So you need 2 sticks of butter. This is room temperature. These are very soft. You don't want it melted, you just want it soft. 1 3/4 cups of granulated sugar. And cream them. And the secret is to make sure that you cream them until they're really fluffy. So I'm going to go like 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, I beat that to a cream. I beat that for 4 minutes. You need 6 eggs, beat up well. So what I'm going to do is go ahead. I have 6 room temperature eggs, and I'm going to put those in there one at a time and beat those in. I beat those eggs in there one at a time. Now the original recipe, this is so cool. I just love this. The original recipe says to add a cup of cream. So I have some heavy cream, and I'm going to put a cup of cream in here. I wonder if they had measuring cups like this back in 1850. I kind of doubt it. They probably just used, like a drinking cup or something. I'm going to have to look that up. Add in the heavy cream. Now what? Flavor it with lemon. The original recipe says flavor it with lemon. So my AIs told me to use zest of 1 lemon. I don't have any lemons, so I'm going to use this product right here. I get this at Walmart. This stuff is the best. So 1 tablespoon of this zest paste equals 1 zest of 1 lemon. So I have a tablespoon here, and I'll add that. And what else? 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon. I don't have any fresh lemon, so I'm going to use the bottle of lemon juice. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Mix that in. So I'm just going to give it a quick mix. So here's the fun part about this recipe. This says you need a 1/2 teaspoon of saleratus. Now, saleratus, all that is baking soda that helps as a leavening agent. But baking soda needs acid in order for things to rise properly. And while there is lemon juice in here, and lemon juice certainly is acid, there's not enough. And it'll rise a little bit, but not what it should. So I'm going to use baking powder because this will make it rise properly. Now, I guarantee you that if this had been available to Mrs. Putnam in 1850, that she would have used it. But this wasn't invented for baking use in kitchens until 1856. So I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now it asks us to add a pound of flour. So my AIs equated that to 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Mix just until combined, do not overmix. Alrighty. The reason I'm using these disposable pie tins is because Mrs. Putnam's recipe specifically says to bake this in round tin pans, not cake pans, pie tins. That's what this calls for. Bake it in round tin pans, and then she says, or a wooden box cover. I don't even know what that means. About 15 or 20 minutes. It doesn't tell what temperature because there weren't any temperature gauges on wood burning stoves. So these get divided between these two pie tins. So I'm going to do that. Bake 18 to 22 minutes, checking at 18. So I'm going to put them in the oven right now. Here we go. Okay, that timer's set for 18 minutes. Now I want to tell you a little bit of the history of this. This is so fascinating. Just a little bit of the history. I got my notes here. Washington pie was so popular, so completely woven into America's everyday life that the pan you baked it in was actually named after the recipe. They didn't name the recipe after the pan. The pan got named after the recipe. They called them Washington pie plates. So they made pie plates, called them Washington pie plates because of the recipe. So that's how famous this recipe was. And by now, you already know that this is not a pie, it's really a cake. But this is why they called it a pie. Back in 1850, home cooks didn't have tall cake pans. I got some tall cake pans over there. They didn't have that. They had, thin pie plates. They had the shallow pie tins. They were round, they were flat, and they were metal. And when you bake a layer cake in a pie tin, people just started calling it a pie. So it's actually a layer cake, not a pie. But because it was baked in a pie tin, they called it a pie. Here's what really surprised me. Washington pie is almost certainly, because I looked this up, almost certainly the grandmother of Boston cream pie. It's the same idea. You take 2 layers of cake and put something in the middle. And Boston cream pie just swapped out. This is what I'm going to put in the middle of our Washington pie today. I'm going to put some raspberry jam in between the layers. But Boston cream pie just swapped out the jelly or the jam for custard and added chocolate on top. And somehow that became an American icon, Boston cream pie. But Washington pie just simply disappeared. It just disappeared. In fact, in 1955, a reader wrote a letter to the Washington Post asking for the recipe for Washington pie, and nobody could give her one. They couldn't find it. So it just disappeared. Okay, you're supposed to cook them for, it says 18 to 22 minutes. So mine were actually in there 28 minutes. Cool in the pans for 10 minutes, and then it says carefully turn out onto wire racks to cool completely. Go ahead and put these over here. And what I did is I took out some of this red raspberry jam and I put it in the bowl. And you know how sometimes you get jam out of a jar and it's just like one big chunk? I didn't want that. So I'll go ahead and put this on and spread it around. I think I'm going to go ahead and just dust it with some powdered sugar. And there it is. Washington pie, which is really a cake. So Mrs. Putnam says that you can frost it if you want to. I chose not to. Wow. It's very light. Okay. Take a bite of it. Boy, that lemon with the red raspberry, that's really good. It sure is an old-fashioned cake, though, you can tell. Yep. So I had to take it apart a little bit because it was so high that it was sliding off of the jelly. Is that recipe worth remembering? I think it is. That lemon mixed with the tartness of the raspberry jam is just enough to make it not be too sweet. So here's my verdict. This one is worth remembering, not because it's the most exciting cake ever made, but because somebody made this cake in a pie tin on a wood-burning stove before 1850 to honor a president that they believed in. And it held up for 100 years before anybody let it go. I think that means something. So yes, I think this is worth remembering. And if you get a chance, I think you need to make that. See you next time.